AITA for not caring about my dad's cancer diagnosis? Messy AF because I'm on mobile. For context, I, 30F, am a product of my dad's infidelity. He lied to my mom about being single. They dated. He got my mom pregnant. She was given a heads up about dad's shadiness by one of her coworkers. My mom confronted him. And that was that. My mom took out a restraining order against my dad before I turned one because of his constant threatening to take me away. So I never met him and I've never been interested in doing so. Jump forward to 2018 and my mom told me she'd found my dad on Facebook and that they'd started messaging each other. She said he was looking forward to meeting me and that she'd set up a date for us to have dinner. Without asking if I was even interested in meeting him. I didn't feel comfortable being alone with my dad. But to avoid any drama with my mom, who lives with me, I caved and had dinner with him. It went well at first. But then he started bragging about all his money and his perfect daughters. It made me shut down and feel awful about myself. After dinner, he complained to my mom that I was unresponsive and didn't seem excited to meet him. Knowing my mom and her tendency to side with everyone else but her kids, I was given the silent treatment until I apologized. Apparently, I ruined his dream of meeting me by not welcoming him into my life with open arms. It's now 2021 and in the short time we've known each other, my dad has managed to make me feel like shit many times. The last straw was when he tried to guilt me for not contacting him every day when I'd explained that I sometimes go through low periods where I retreat and have very little contact with anyone. I know there's a name for it, but I've never been properly diagnosed because I was ridiculed at a young age by my mom for feeling depressed when I had no real problems. My dad refused to understand that it's for the sake of my mental health and said I just don't want to build a relationship with him. I cut contact with him after that because I don't feel like I owe him anything and I was tired of all his snide remarks about me. I was fine before we met and I certainly didn't need one more person in my life to please. I was done. A few days ago, my mom came to me crying about how my dad had just been diagnosed with cancer. Obviously, I feel bad for him because no one deserves that disease. But my mom now thinks I'm a monster for not crumbling to my knees in sorrow at the thought of possibly losing my dad. She's grown very close to him again over the past couple years. So she thinks he's this great person that was only trying to get close to his long-lost daughter. But she doesn't know how manipulative he was trying to be with me. My mom isn't speaking to me anymore and probably won't until I contact my dad. I don't want to invite him back in though. I'm sorry he's going through this difficult time. But that's about it. Am I an asshole for not caring the way I'm supposed to? NTA. Just because someone is your biological parent doesn't mean you owe them something. Giving life to someone versus being an actual, loving parent are very different. Unfortunately, from this neither of your parents seem to be doing a great job. And especially don't seem to respect your feelings. I'm sorry you're going through all this. NTA. Does your mother live with you or do you live with her? Might be time to move. No one deserves the treatment you received not only from him but her as well. I am so sorry and hope you are eventually able to heal. NTA. But hun, your dad isn't the only manipulator in this scenario. Your mom is too. Best go LC to NC with them for a while. NTA. This man is a total stranger to you. He kinda showed up and began to immediately manipulate you. You owe him nothing. NTA. And it sounds like it's time to cut contact with both parents. Find your own family that actually cares about what you want. Edit. Wow, I really didn't think this comment would get any attention, let alone my first award. Thank you. Edit 2. This really was just a surface level thought. I don't know why I'm getting awards. But thank you so much. Because this is getting so much attention. I'll just quickly add that I don't say cut contact lightly. Boundaries need to be set and discussions need to be had. Communication is important. But the mother sounds pretty manipulative, and a little space never hurt anyone, and op should absolutely surround herself with people who love her and care about her. Defo NTA. He suddenly comes into your life and now expects to be treated with open arms? He needs to understand that there is no obligation for you to contact him. Especially if he makes you feel bad about yourself by always boasting about his daughters. NTA, this dude's fucked up, and it wasn't okay for your mom to force you to interact with him. NTA. Someone can't show up after 25 plus years and expect to be treated as a parent. Or cared about as such. Especially after the way your first meeting went. Your mom is being manipulative. And it sounds like she's been this way for a long time. If she wants to be a child and give you the silent treatment, that's on her. It makes things uncomfortable, sure. But I don't blame you for your feelings, and it seems no one in the situation has taken the time to try to understand your side of things. You are not required to feel devastated about the diagnosis of a stranger to you. You can have compassion and sympathy. As it sounds like you do. But it's the same as if someone in the grocery line told you they have cancer. Man. Does that suck? But it's not going to destroy you emotionally, and it shouldn't be expected to. Best of luck to you. And maybe seek out a professional to talk to. How did your mom go from protective, getting a restraining order against this guy, to seeking him out on FB and forcing you to meet and have a relationship with him? She sounds BSC and is probably the root cause of your MH issues. You're an adult. You don't need her permission to go get a diagnosis and therapy. NTA. This man is your biological father. He is not your dad. He is a stranger to you, and your mother cannot force you to love someone you don't know. NTA. I am so sorry that both your parents are failing you. You don't deserve this. As Damian Wayne said, but fits a tad bit better here. A biological accident doesn't make him your father. NTA. And cut all contact without remorse. NTA. I'm sorry you have to deal with petty bullshit and manipulation more than him being diagnosed. Look after yourself. NTA. Wow, both your parents are so manipulative. If you can, I would move and start surrounding yourself with people who actually care about you and not what you can give them. Heart. NTA. And a theme in this story is that everyone is trying to control how you feel. These are your feelings and they are valid. I'm mad for you. No one deserves that disease. I'm sorely tempted to make an exception here. 100% NTA. You've been through a hell of a lot. Don't police your feelings for the sake of others. N. From what you've written about her, your mom is as toxic as fuck too. Look after yourself. Again. NTA. NTA. I'm inclined to believe that he's faking his cancer diagnosis to get more attention from you and your mother. There's no proof of that, so don't accuse him of it, but definitely keep it in mind if you think you're going to cave to his ridiculous demands. Besides, he has his perfect life and his perfect daughters to help him through this ordeal. NTA. Honestly, I'm sorry to say it, but both of your parents suck. You may see your dad's manipulating because you don't have a close bond to him. But honestly, your mom's manipulative and abusive, and I think you may be too close to see it fully. You shouldn't have to go along with whatever she wants in order to keep her from getting angry with you. You shouldn't have to apologize to make her treat you with respect, talk to you. You shouldn't have to bend to her will to keep the peace. And FFS. Nothing has to be wrong for you to be depressed. That's not how mental health works. So much of what she says and how she acts in this post show narcissistic, abusive, and manipulative tendencies. I don't know if you can move out, kick her out. But once you can financially afford it, you need to, and go low, no contact. I'm no therapist, but I've been in a similar situation. And honestly, there is no changing a person like this. The best thing to do is distance yourself from them. NTA. Your mom sounds terrible. But he's not your dad. He's someone that your mom has asked you to meet after nearly 30 years. Would you weep over a random stranger being ill? Would you be willing to go to, practically, a complete stranger and pause your life to help them? He has a perfect life and perfect daughters. He made sure you knew that. You didn't pander to his fantasy, so you are in the wrong. And the statement which stands out: your mom and her tendency to side with anyone but her children.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.